First contact and cultural shock. The massive research vessel Astral Pioneer drifted silently through the inky vastness of space, its gleaming hull reflecting the distant starlight. Inside, Dr. Elena Rice peered intently at the holographic display before her, her dark eyes scanning the data readouts with practiced efficiency. As the ship's lead xenobiologist, she had been eagerly anticipating this moment for years, humanity's first contact with an advanced alien civilization. "We're receiving the incoming transmission now, Doctor," announced Communications Officer Jared Chen, his fingers dancing across the control panel. "Audio and visual feeds are online." Elena took a deep breath, smoothing her lab coat as the main view screen flickered to life. The image that materialized left her momentarily speechless. The alien delegate was breathtakingly beautiful, with iridescent scaled skin that shimmered in hues of blue and green. Large, multifaceted eyes regarded the human crew with unmistakable intelligence and curiosity. "Greetings, travelers," the alien's melodious voice reverberated through the bridge, perfectly translated by the ship's advanced linguistic systems. "I am Ambassador Zix Lara of the Celesti Confederation. We welcome you to our star system." Captain Malik Nasser stepped forward, his weathered face breaking into a warm smile. "Ambassador Zix Lara, I am Captain Nasser of the Earth vessel Astral Pioneer. On behalf of humanity, we are honored to make your acquaintance." What followed was a whirlwind of diplomatic exchanges and cultural introductions. The Celesti, it turned out, were a highly advanced species with a vast interstellar empire. They had been observing humanity's development for centuries, waiting for the right moment to make contact. As the official welcoming ceremonies concluded, Elena found herself invited to a more intimate gathering with a group of Celesti scientists. Their research vessel, a graceful structure of sweeping curves and bioluminescent surfaces, dwarfed the Astral Pioneer. Dr. Reyes, Shirt Kilvan, the lead Celesti biologist, his crest of feather-like sensory organs quivering with excitement. "We are most intrigued by your species' biological processes, particularly your method of reproduction. Would you be willing to share more details?" Elena blinked, momentarily taken aback by the directness of the question. "Of course," she replied, slipping into her professional demeanor. "Human reproduction involves the fusion of male and female gametes through a process called sexual intercourse. This results in the formation of a zygote, which then develops into an embryo and eventually a fetus." The Celesti scientists exchanged looks of fascination and bewilderment. "Intercourse," Calvan repeated, the translator struggling to find an equivalent term. "You mean physical contact between individuals?" "Yes," Elena confirmed, a slight flush creeping into her cheeks. "It's that rather intimate act involving the penetration of the female reproductive organ by the male organ." The room erupted into a cacophony of trills and whistles as the Celesti conversed rapidly in their native language. Elena glanced uncertainly at her human colleagues, who seemed equally uncomfortable with the turn the conversation had taken. Finally, Kilvan turned back to Elena, his multifaceted eyes wide with wonder. "Forgive our reaction, Dr. Reyes. You see, the concept of physical reproduction is entirely foreign to us. The Celesti reproduce through a process of psychic energy transfer and cellular division. The idea of bodily fluids being exchanged is quite shocking." Elena's scientific curiosity overrode her embarrassment. "Fascinating. So you don't have distinct sexes or genders?" "Not in the way you describe, no," Calvan explained. "Our species exists on a spectrum of energy frequencies. When two or more Celesti align their frequencies in a specific way, it can result in the creation of new life." As the exchange of information continued, it became clear that the differences between human and Celesti biology were far more profound than anyone had anticipated. The aliens were particularly amazed by the concept of pregnancy and childbirth, viewing the process as both miraculous and terrifying. "You mean to say that your females carry the developing offspring inside their bodies for months?" gasped Shira, another Celesti scientist, "and then expel them through an opening in their lower anatomy. It sounds intensely painful and dangerous. Elena couldn't help but chuckle. It can be, yes. But it's also one of the most profound and beautiful experiences a human can have. The bond between mother and child is incredibly strong. As the conversation progressed, Elena found herself fielding increasingly personal questions about human sexuality, relationships, and family structures. The Celesti seemed both fascinated and mildly horrified by concepts like marriage, dating, and even kissing. And these acts of physical affection, they serve no reproductive purpose. Calvan asked, his crest rippling in confusion. Not directly, no, Elena explained patiently. They're expressions of emotional connection and pleasure. Human sexuality is complex, involving both biological drives and psychological factors. The Celesti scientists huddled together, engaged in rapid discussion. When they turned back to the human delegation, there was a new light of excitement in their eyes. Dr. Reyes, Calvan announced, "We believe that a more in-depth study of human reproduction could yield incredible scientific insights. Would your people be open to participating in a joint research project?" Elena glanced at Captain Nasser, who gave a slight nod of approval. "We would be honored," she replied, her mind already racing with the possibilities. "I'm sure we have just as much to learn from you as you do from us." As the meeting concluded and the human delegation prepared to return to their ship, Elena's head was spinning with the implications of this cultural exchange. She had always dreamed of discovering new life among the stars, but never could she have imagined the profound differences they would encounter. Back on the Astral Pioneer, the crew gathered for a debriefing. Captain Nassar's expression was grave as he addressed his senior staff. "Ladies and gentlemen," he began, "it's clear that our encounter with the Celesti is going to challenge us in ways we never anticipated. The cultural and biological gaps between our species are vast. We must proceed with the utmost caution and sensitivity." Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the ship's chief medical officer, raised her hand. "Captain, I have concerns about the proposed joint research project. The potential for misunderstanding or accidental offense seems high, given the Celesti's reaction to our reproductive processes." Elena nodded in agreement. "It's a valid concern, Dr. Tanaka. But I also believe this is an unprecedented opportunity for both species to learn and grow. We'll need to establish clear boundaries and protocols, of course." Captain Nassar stroked his salt and pepper beard thoughtfully. "Agreed. Dr. Reyes, I want you to head up our side of this research initiative. Assemble a team and start developing a framework for ethical and productive collaboration." As the meeting adjourned, Elena felt a mix of excitement and trepidation. The next few months promised to be the most challenging and rewarding of her career. Little did she know that the cultural exchange between humans and Celesti was about to take an unexpected and dramatic turn, one that would test the limits of both species' understanding and adaptability. The reproductive dilemma. The Astral Pioneer's research bay hummed with activity as Dr. Elena Reyes and her team prepared for their first official collaboration with the Celesti scientists. Holographic displays flickered with complex biological data, while 3D-printed models of human and Celesti anatomy floated in mid-air. "All right, team, let's review our primary objectives," Elena addressed the assembled group of human and Celesti researchers. "We're here to explore the fundamental differences between our reproductive systems and potentially unlock new insights that could benefit both our species." As she spoke, a commotion near the entrance caught her attention. Captain Nassar burst into the lab, his face ashen. "Dr. Reyes, we have a situation. The Celesti High Council just contacted us with an urgent request." Elena's brow furrowed. "What's going on, Captain?" Nassar took a deep breath. "They've detected a massive solar flare heading towards their homeworld. The radiation levels are off the charts. It could potentially sterilize their entire population." A collective gasp rippled through the room. Calavan, the lead Celesti scientist, trembled visibly. "This is unprecedented. Our psychic reproductive abilities are highly sensitive to electromagnetic disturbances. If what the captain says is true, our entire species could be at risk of extinction." Elena's mind raced. But your technology is far more advanced than ours. Surely you have some way to shield yourselves. Kilvan shook his head sadly. Our defenses are designed to protect against physical threats. We've never encountered a danger to our reproductive capabilities on this scale. A tense silence fell over the lab. Then, almost in unison, every eye turned to Elena. Dr. Reyes, Captain Nassar said quietly, "The Celesti are asking for our help. They believe that human reproductive methods might be their only hope for survival." Elena blinked, momentarily stunned. "You mean, they want us to help them reproduce, physically?" "Not exactly," Nassar clarified. "They're hoping we can find a way to adapt our reproductive process to work with their biology. It's a long shot, but it might be their only chance." The implications were staggering. Elena's scientific mind whirled with possibilities and potential pitfalls. "We'd need to work fast," she mused aloud. "And we'd be venturing into completely uncharted territory. The ethical considerations alone are mind-boggling." Kilvan stepped forward, his iridescent scales shimmering with intensity. "Dr. Reyes, I understand this is an extraordinary request, but we are facing the very real possibility of our civilization's end. We would be eternally grateful for any assistance you can provide." Elena squared her shoulders, feeling the weight of two civilizations resting upon them. "We'll do everything we can," she assured the alien scientist. "Captain, I'll need full access to the ship's resources and permission to conduct some unconventional experiments." Nassar nodded gravely. "You have it. Whatever you need." As the team sprang into action, Elena couldn't shake the feeling that they were about to embark on one of the most audacious scientific endeavors in human history. The next few weeks would push the boundaries of biology, technology, and interspecies cooperation in ways no one could have imagined. The first challenge was to find a way to make human and Celesti genetic material compatible. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the ship's chief medical officer, worked tirelessly to sequence the Celesti genome and compare it to human DNA. "It's like nothing we've ever seen," Yuki explained, gesturing to a holographic model of the alien DNA. "Their genetic structure is based on a completely different molecular framework. It's not even DNA as we know it. It's more like a crystalline lattice that can store and transmit psychic energy." Elena frowned, studying the intricate patterns. "So direct genetic combination is out of the question. We need to think bigger. What if we could find a way to translate the information stored in human DNA into a form the Celesti could use?" The team worked around the clock, fueled by a potent mixture of caffeine, adrenaline, and the knowledge that an entire civilization's fate hung in the balance. They explored cutting-edge technologies, quantum entanglement to bridge the gap between physical and psychic information transfer, nanobots programmed to rewrite genetic code on the fly, and even theoretical concepts like interdimensional energy tapping. As the days wore on, tensions aboard the Astral Pioneer began to rise. Some crew members expressed concern about the ethical implications of their work. Others worried about potential unforeseen consequences of merging human and alien biology. "What if we create some kind of hybrid species?" fretted one of the junior researchers. "Or worse, what if we accidentally unleash a virus that could be dangerous to both humans and Celesti?" Elena took these concerns seriously, implementing rigorous safety protocols and ethical reviews at every stage of their experiments. But she couldn't shake the feeling that they were running out of time. Then, just as it seemed they had exhausted every possible avenue, a breakthrough came from an unexpected source. Jared Chen, the communications officer who had been working closely with the science team to facilitate information exchange with the Celesti, burst into the lab one morning, his eyes wild with excitement. "I've got it," he exclaimed, waving a data pad. "We've been approaching this all wrong. We don't need to make human and Celesti biology compatible. We need to find a way to shield the Celesti's psychic reproductive abilities from the solar flare." Elena's eyebrows shot up. "Go on." Jared launched into an explanation that left the entire team stunned. By combining human brainwave patterns with Celeste's psychic energy and routing it through a modified version of the ship's deflector shields, they might be able to create a planet-wide psychic barrier that could protect the Celeste population from the incoming radiation. It's brilliant, Elena breathed, her mind already racing with the possibilities. Jared, you may have just saved an entire species. The next few days were a blur of feverish activity as the team worked to implement Jared's idea. Human volunteers were hooked up to neural interfaces, their brainwaves carefully modulated to sync with Celeste energy frequencies. Massive amplifiers were constructed to boost a signal, while the Astral Pioneer's engineering crew worked overtime to modify the ship's deflector array. As the deadline loomed, Elena found herself on the bridge of the Astral Pioneer, surrounded by a mix of human and Celeste officials. The view screen showed a massive wall of coronal energy hurtling towards the serene blue-green orb of the Celeste homeworld. Energy built up at 95% and holding steady, reported the ship's engineer, her voice tense. Celeste's psychic network is online and fully integrated, added Kilvan, his scales rippling with nervous energy. Helena took a deep breath, acutely aware that the next few moments would determine the fate of an entire civilization. Activate the shield, she commanded. A shimmering dome of energy blossomed around the planet, a mesmerizing dance of human brainwaves and alien psychic power made visible. As the solar flare struck, the shield flickered and pulsed, straining under the onslaught of cosmic radiation. For several heart-stopping minutes, no one on the bridge dared to breathe. Then, slowly, the flare began to dissipate. The shield held firm, its glow gradually fading as the danger passed. A chorus of cheers and trills erupted on the bridge. Celeste officials embraced their human counterparts, their joy transcending the boundaries of species. Elena felt a wave of relief wash over her, followed by a surge of pride in what they had accomplished. As the celebration continued around her, Elena's gaze was drawn back to the view screen. The Celeste homeworld hung there, peaceful and untouched, a testament to what could be achieved when two vastly different species came together in a spirit of cooperation and scientific ingenuity. But even as she basked in the glow of their success, a small part of Elena's mind was already turning to the future. The breakthrough they had achieved in merging human and Celeste technologies opened up a whole new realm of possibilities. What other wonders might they unlock together? As if reading her thoughts, Captain Nassau appeared at her side. "Quite a day, Dr. Reyes," he said quietly. "I have a feeling this is just the beginning of a beautiful partnership between our peoples." Elena nodded, a smile playing at the corners of her mouth. "Captain, I couldn't agree more. The universe just got a whole lot more interesting. Galactic paradigm shift. The success of the human-Celeste collaboration in averting a reproductive crisis sent shockwaves through the galactic community. As news spread of the unprecedented merging of psychic energy and human brainwaves, species from across the cosmos turned their attention to this unlikely alliance. Dr. Elena Reyes found herself at the center of a whirlwind of diplomatic meetings, scientific conferences, and media appearances. The Astral Pioneer, once a simple research vessel, had become a symbol of interspecies cooperation and innovation. "Dr. Reyes, your groundbreaking work has opened up new possibilities in xenobiology," announced Zixlara, now the Celeste ambassador to Earth, at a packed auditorium. "In recognition of your contributions, the Galactic Council has agreed to share with humanity one of our most closely guarded secrets, the existence of the cosmic nexus." A hush fell over the crowd as a holographic image materialized above the stage. It showed a massive, swirling vortex of energy at the heart of the galaxy, pulsing with colors beyond human comprehension. "The cosmic nexus," Zixlara continued, "is a naturally occurring phenomenon that connects all sentient life in the galaxy. It's the source of psychic abilities in species like the Celeste, and we believe it holds the key to unlocking the next stage of cosmic evolution." Elena's mind raced with the implications. "Ambassador, are you suggesting that humans might be able to tap into this nexus?" Zixlera's multifaceted eyes sparkled. That's precisely what we're proposing, Dr. Reyes. Your species has shown a remarkable ability to adapt and innovate. We believe that with the right guidance, humans could develop latent psychic abilities and join the greater galactic community in ways you never imagined. The announcement sent ripples of excitement and trepidation through human society. Governments scrambled to establish new protocols for psychic research, while religious leaders grappled with the theological implications of a cosmic consciousness. Back aboard the Astral Pioneer, now outfitted with cutting-edge celestial technology, Elena and her team began the monumental task of studying the cosmic nexus. It's like trying to map the human brain, but on a galactic scale, Elena explained to Captain Nassar as they reviewed the latest data. We're detecting patterns of energy that correspond to different species, different worlds. It's a tapestry of consciousness spanning the entire Milky Way. Suddenly, an alarm blared through the ship. "Captain, we're detecting a massive surge in Nexus activity," called out the sensor officer. On the main view screen, the swirling energies of the Nexus began to coalesce, forming a shape that left the crew speechless. It was a face, ancient, wise, and unmistakably alien. "Greetings, children of Earth and Celesti," a voice resonated not through the ship's speakers, but directly in their minds. "I am the avatar of the cosmic nexus, awakened by your unprecedented alliance." Elena stepped forward, her heart pounding. We're honored, but why have you revealed yourself to us now?" The avatar's expression shifted, conveying a mixture of hope and urgency. "Your union has created a ripple in the cosmic consciousness, one that holds the potential to avert a great calamity. The galaxy stands on the brink of a catastrophic event, one that threatens all sentient life." Images flashed through their minds, stars going dark, entire civilizations crumbling, a creeping void consuming all in its path. "The entropy wave," the avatar explained. "A phenomenon born from the collective fears and negative emotions of all sentient beings. It has been growing for millennia, fed by conflict and suffering across the galaxy. Soon, it will reach a critical mass." Captain Nassar's face was grim. "How can we stop it?" "Alone you cannot," the avatar replied. "But together, combining the psychic prowess of the Celesti with the adaptability and innovation of humans, you may be able to create a counterwave of positive energy. A harmony resonance that could neutralize the entropy wave and usher in a new era of galactic peace." The implications were staggering. Humanity, so new to the galactic stage, was being called upon to play a pivotal role in saving the entire Milky Way. "We'll need to act fast," Elena said, her scientific mind already racing with possibilities. "Captain, we should contact Earth and the Celesti homeworld. We'll need volunteers, resources. This is going to be the largest coordinated effort in human history." As the avatar faded from view, leaving the crew of the Astral Pioneer with their monumental task, Elena felt a mix of terror and exhilaration. They were about to embark on a journey that would push the boundaries of science, spirituality, and the very nature of consciousness itself. Over the next few weeks, a plan began to take shape. Drawing on the combined knowledge of human neuroscience and Celesti's psychic techniques, Elena and her team developed a revolutionary interface that would allow millions of beings to synchronize their thoughts and emotions. "Think of it as a galactic meditation app," Jared Chen explained to a group of human and Celesti volunteers. "But instead of just calming your mind, you'll be contributing to a wave of harmonic energy that could save the galaxy." As news of the impending crisis spread, an unprecedented wave of cooperation swept across known space. Species that had been at war for generations laid down their arms. Ancient rivals shared closely guarded secrets. The shared threat of cosmic annihilation had united the galaxy in a way no one could have predicted. On the day of the Great Harmony Resonance, billions of beings across thousands of worlds prepared to join their minds in a singular purpose. The Astral Pioneer, positioned at a focal point of the cosmic nexus, would serve as the conduit for this massive psychic event. Elena stood on the bridge, surrounded by a mix of human and alien allies. Holographic displays showed the entropy wave approaching, a roiling mass of darkness that consumed everything in its path. "All participants are ready," reported Kilvan, his scales shimmering with nervous energy. "Nexus synchronization is at optimal levels." Captain Nassar nodded solemnly. "Dr. Reyes, whenever you're ready." Elena took a deep breath, acutely aware that the fate of the galaxy rested on what they were about to attempt. She placed her hands on the newly installed psychic interface, feeling the hum of energy beneath her fingertips. Initiating harmony resonance. Now. In an instant, Elena's consciousness expanded beyond anything she had ever experienced. She was aware of billions of minds joining with hers, human, celesti, and countless other species she couldn't even name. Their thoughts, hopes, and dreams merged into a symphony of pure, positive energy. Through the viewscreen, they watched as a wave of golden light burst forth from the astral pioneer, spreading rapidly across the galaxy. Where it met the entropy wave, cosmic fireworks erupted, darkness and light battling for supremacy on a scale beyond imagination. For what seemed like an eternity, the outcome hung in the balance. Then, slowly but surely, the golden light began to overtake the darkness. The entropy wave faltered, then started to dissipate. As the last tendrils of darkness faded away, a cheer went up across the galaxy. Billions of beings, united in purpose, had accomplished the impossible. Elena slumped back in her chair, exhausted but elated. "We did it," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. "We actually did it." Captain Nassar helped her to her feet, his own eyes glistening with emotion. "Dr. Reyes, I think it's safe to say that the galaxy will never be the same after this." As the crew of the Astral Pioneer celebrated their victory, none of them could have predicted the profound changes that were about to sweep across the cosmos. The harmony resonance had done more than just avert a crisis. It had awakened something deep within the fabric of space-time itself. The dawn of a new era of galactic evolution was at hand, with humanity and the Celesti poised to lead the way into an uncertain but thrilling future. Cosmic awakening. The aftermath of the harmony resonance brought about changes more profound and far-reaching than anyone could have imagined. As the golden energy of united consciousness swept through the galaxy, it triggered a cascade of evolutionary leaps across countless species. Dr. Elena Reyes stood in the Astral Pioneer's newly christened Nexus chamber, surrounded by holographic displays showing real-time data from across the Milky Way. Each blinking light represented a world experiencing what scientists have begun to call the quantum consciousness surge. "It's unprecedented," Elena breathed, her eyes wide with wonder. Entire populations are developing advanced psychic abilities overnight. We're seeing spontaneous telepathy, telekinesis, even isolated cases of matter manipulation. Captain Nassar stroked his beard thoughtfully. "And humanity? How are we faring in this new paradigm?" Before Elena could respond, a shimmering portal opened in the center of the room. Through it stepped Ambassador Zixlara, but the Celesti diplomat looked markedly different. Her once iridescent scales now pulsed with inner light, and she seemed to float several inches above the ground. "Greetings, friends," Zixlara's voice resonated on multiple harmonic frequencies. "I come bearing news from the Galactic Council. The cosmic nexus has evolved. It's becoming sentient." The revelation sent shockwaves through the crew. Elena's scientific mind raced with the implications. A sentient network spanning the entire galaxy. The computational power alone is incalculable. Zixlara nodded, her multifaceted eyes swirling with newfound depth. "Indeed, and it's chosen Earth as its focal point. Your planet's unique blend of biodiversity and the human capacity for innovation has made it the ideal incubator for the next stage of cosmic evolution." Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the ship. "Captain," Jared Chen's voice crackled over the comms. "We're detecting massive energy signatures approaching Earth. It's It's like nothing we've ever seen. The main view screen flickered to life, showing a sight that left even the seasoned crew of the Astral Pioneer speechless. Massive beings of pure energy, each the size of a small moon, were converging on Earth from all directions. The cosmic architects, Zixlara whispered in awe. Ancient beings of pure thought, long believed to be myth, they're drawn to the awakening nexus. As the crew watched in stunned silence, the cosmic architects began to weave intricate patterns of energy around the Earth. Streams of multi-dimensional data flowed between them and the planet's surface. "They're upgrading us," Elena realized, her voice filled with wonder. "Rewriting the very fabric of reality around Earth to accommodate our evolving consciousness." Over the next few hours, reports flooded in from around the globe. People were developing abilities that defied all known laws of physics. Children were solving complex mathematical equations instinctively. Artists were creating works that shifted and changed based on the viewer's thoughts. But with this great awakening came great challenges. Some individuals, overwhelmed by their newfound powers, caused unintentional damage. Governments struggled to adapt to a populace that could now read minds and move objects with thought alone. "We need to act fast," Captain Nassar declared. "Earth needs guidance to navigate this transition." Elena nodded, her mind already formulating a plan. "We'll need to establish a global network of nexus nodes, centers where people can learn to control their new abilities and connect safely with the galactic consciousness." As the Astral Pioneer began its descent towards Earth, the crew was struck by how alien their home planet now appeared. Shimmering fields of psychic energy danced in the atmosphere. Major cities had been transformed into towering crystalline structures that seemed to defy gravity. Upon landing, Elena and her team were immediately thrust into the role of ambassadors between humanity and the cosmic community. They worked tirelessly to establish protocols for safe psychic communication, to develop ethical guidelines for the use of reality-altering powers, and to help Earth's leaders understand the new galactic political landscape. But even as humanity took its first tentative steps into this new era, a deeper mystery began to unfold. Some individuals, particularly those who had participated directly in the harmony resonance, were experiencing vivid, shared visions of a place beyond the physical universe. "It's like a higher dimension," one volunteer described, her eyes unfocused as if gazing into unseen realms. "I can see the underlying patterns of reality itself, the cosmic code that shapes our existence." Elena and her team dubbed this mysterious realm the metaversal substrate, a layer of pure information underlying all of reality. As they delved deeper into this phenomenon, they began to uncover startling truths about the nature of the universe itself. "It's all connected," Elena explained to a rapt audience of human and alien scientists. "The physical universe, the cosmic nexus, even our own consciousness, they're all expressions of a single, unified field of information. And now, we're learning to read and write that information directly." This revelation opened up possibilities that bordered on the divine, healing terminal illnesses with a thought, terraforming planets in days instead of centuries, even the ability to create pocket universes for experimental purposes. But with these godlike powers came grave responsibilities and tough ethical questions. How much should humanity alter the natural order? What safeguards were needed to prevent the abuse of such incredible abilities? As Earth grappled with these questions, a new threat emerged from the depths of intergalactic space. A species of energy beings, ancient and unfathomably powerful, had taken notice of the changes sweeping the Milky Way. These entities, known only as the nullifiers, viewed the awakening of galactic consciousness as a threat to the cosmic balance. The first sign of their approach was a sudden silencing of entire star systems on the galaxy's outer rim. Worlds that had been teeming with newly awakened psychic life went dark in an instant, their connections to the cosmic nexus severed. As news of this impending doom spread, the fragile alliance of galactic species faced its greatest test. Could the newly evolved beings of the Milky Way unite once again to face this existential threat? or would the awesome powers they had gained prove to be their downfall? Elena stood on the bridge of the Astral Pioneer, now transformed into a living extension of the crew's collective consciousness. As she gazed out at the star-studded void, she felt the weight of not just humanity's fate, but that of all sentient life in the galaxy resting on her shoulders. "We've come so far," she murmured, her thoughts resonating with every member of her crew. "We can't let it end now. Whatever these nullifiers are, we'll find a way to overcome them. Together." With a thought, she set the ship on a course for the galaxy's edge. The final battle for the future of consciousness itself was about to begin. The nullifier gambit. As the Astral Pioneer hurtled towards the galaxy's edge, Dr. Elena Reyes and her crew prepared for the most crucial confrontation in cosmic history. The ship, now a living extension of their collective consciousness, pulsed with the combined psychic energy of humanity and their alien allies. Approaching the nullifier front, Jared Chen announced, his voice resonating directly in their minds. "Brace for transdimensional shift." The viewscreen erupted in a kaleidoscope of impossible colors as they crossed the boundary between normal space and the realm of the nullifiers. What they saw defied comprehension. Vast, geometric shapes of pure darkness moved with eerie purpose, consuming stars and planets in their wake. These were the nullifiers, cosmic entities of anti-consciousness, the antithesis of the awakened galaxy. By the nexus, Captain Nasser breathed, his thoughts tinged with awe and terror. How do we fight something like that? Elena's mind raced, drawing upon the collective knowledge of the Galactic Alliance. We don't fight them, she realized. We need to understand them. With a thought, she expanded her consciousness, reaching out towards the nearest nullifier entity. The contact was immediate and overwhelming. Into UDERs, aberrations, UDES repeat, the cosmic balance. The words burned in Elena's mind, carrying with them aims of purpose and inevitability. She pushed back, projecting images of the awakened galaxy, the beauty of diverse consciousness united. We are THERESET, the necessary purge, awareness please to SUFFERN. We bring peace through oblivion. Helena reeled from the force of the nullifier's conviction, but as she processed its thoughts, a radical idea began to form. "They're not evil," she gasped, sharing her realization with the crew. "They're cosmic antibodies, trying to prevent what they see as a disease of consciousness spreading through the universe." "So how do we convince them we're not a threat?" Captain Nasser asked. Before Elena could respond, a blinding light filled the ship. The avatar of the cosmic nexus materialized, its form more defined and radiant than ever before. "You've done well to understand the nature of the nullifiers," the avatar spoke, its voice resonating through multiple dimensions. "But to truly overcome them, you must transcend your current level of existence." With a gesture, the avatar transformed the ship's interior into a swirling vortex of cosmic energy. Behold the Omniversal Codex, the underlying programming language of all reality. Streams of luminous symbols flowed around them, each one containing the potential to reshape entire universes. Helena and her crew found their consciousness expanding exponentially, encompassing levels of reality they never knew existed. With this knowledge, the avatar continued, "You can rewrite the very laws of existence. But be warned, such power comes with unimaginable responsibility." Helena nodded, understanding the gravity of the situation. With her newfound awareness, she began to perceive the nullifiers not as entities, but as cosmic subroutines, necessary but outdated failsafes in the grand tapestry of existence. "We need to update them," she realized. "Show them that consciousness isn't a threat, but the next step in cosmic evolution." Working together, Elena and her crew began to weave a new pattern in the fabric of reality. They created a simulation, a miniature universe where consciousness and cosmic balance coexisted in perfect harmony. As they completed their work, Elena reached out once more to the nullifiers. This time, instead of words, she shared with them the entire history and potential future of the awakened galaxy, compressed into a single, universe-altering moment of clarity. For an eternal instant, everything hung in the balance. Then, slowly, the nullifiers began to change. Their geometric forms softened, colors blooming across their once dark surfaces. We understand. We HAVBE in blind. Coincilius is not a days EAC, but the UL time AT 8XP or ESSION of cos MXC potential. A wave of relief washed over the crew as the transformed nullifiers began to merge with the galactic consciousness, their vast knowledge and power integrating harmoniously with the awakened species of the Milky Way. As the immediate threat passed, Elena and her team found themselves grappling with the implications of their newfound power and understanding. "We've essentially become cosmic programmers," Jared mused, his thoughts tinged with equal parts excitement and trepidation. "We could reshape reality itself." Captain Nassar nodded solemnly. "The question is, should we? Where do we draw the line?" The avatar of the cosmic nexus reappeared, its form now intertwined with the transformed nullifiers. "That, my children, is the next great challenge you must face. You have unlocked the secrets of creation itself. Now you must learn to wield that power wisely." With a gesture, the avatar opened a portal, revealing a breathtaking vista of multiple universes, each with its own unique laws of physics and forms of consciousness. "The Omniverse awaits," the avatar declared. "Will you be its caretakers, its explorers, or perhaps its students?" Elena looked at her crew, seeing the same mix of excitement, fear, and determination reflected in their thoughts. They had started this journey as simple scientists and explorers. Now they stood on the brink of becoming something far greater. "We'll be all of those things," Elena decided, her voice resonating with the combined will of humanity and its allies. "We'll learn, we'll grow, and will help guide consciousness to its fullest potential across all realities." As the astral pioneer prepared to embark on its greatest journey yet, Elena felt a profound sense of purpose. They had faced the ultimate threat and emerged not just victorious, but transformed. The awakening that had begun in the Milky Way was just the first step in a cosmic journey of infinite possibility. The ship surged forward, crossing the threshold into the unknown. As they left their home universe behind, Elena and her crew knew that their adventure was only beginning. The true nature of reality, consciousness, and existence itself was waiting to be explored, and they, the children of Earth who had risen to become the guardians of cosmic awareness, were ready to meet that challenge head-on. The end.